All right, all right. Hey guys, it's Sanjay and Rose here, going live with Motivation Station. No technical issues. We're finally here, Rose, and here we go. Right.
I
Uh,
am
so
excited.
it's Rose. Go ahead. We'll let you do your intro finally on episode 3.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, the world. Good morning, wherever you are. It's a beautiful day today. I am currently in Georgia, state of Georgia. I just came back from New Jersey. I was in Jersey for 5 months, just visiting. I mentioned 5 months of visiting. I'm finally back to my space. I have my studio, I have my camera here, which is amazing, and I could go live. I'm super excited. Being in Jersey gave me this a beautiful moment. We met up with the Sanjay and said, you know what, we need a podcast. We need something that we can create and motivate others, elevate others, grow communities, help others. And that was our passion. And that was so amazing. And we had a cup of coffee, and that's what we decided to have on our beautiful podcast. Have your favorite beverage and just come tuning in, just lead to our passion. My passion was always, my name is Rose Ground. This is my American. I've been in this country. I'm going to tell it straightforward. I'm an immigrant. I was here for 18 years and I'm still here. It's not about where you were born, it's about where you are and how you're going to make it. I'm a world person. I'm a bird. I like to be everywhere. I feel like the world is my home, not just the certain areas where I was born or where I live. I I lived in New Jersey. I lived in Georgia now, right? So in South Carolina, I lived for the first 2 months when I got to United States. So it's an experience for me, and everything that I've always been doing, I always uplift others. I'm fighting their reading their auras and just see the holes of the person. The person needs to feel like if the person was lacking on something, I felt it, I read it, I said, let me help you on that area. I met a lot of interesting people around my journey and a lot of people that I actually uplifted and they changed their lives. I remember the story. If there would be a timeline, we're gonna uh, introduce a couple of more guests, right? The person was living in the car. Let's put it that way, with a cat and a brother, and they had nothing to eat, nowhere to go, and by helping other person to learn how to fish instead of just giving the fish, that's what helps, right? So the
Mm.
person then got a job and then got a small room and then the cat died, blah blah blah, and then the person moved with his brother to this room and things happened, and little by little now they're okay. I'm not saying they're the greatest, but they're okay. They don't live in the car anymore. They have work, they have things to eat, and for me, that was more passionate. Like, I want everyone to get to their purpose, their potential. Where are you? What are you doing? Let me help you. And I'm not going to help you. I'm going to help you mentally. I have 20 years of background in motivational speaking. I've been in many conferences, leadership skill conferences, and I'm still going to. And that's how my English got English, right? A lot of people are like, oh my God, you speak English. I'm like, hello now. I speak Italian, Spanish, Arabic, Turkish, and other languages too. How about that? So it's about what do you do with your time, right? It's important, your daily habits, what you do with your time instead of like how things happening. And I know we had some technical issues. We worked on it. Sanjay is a brilliant, and why I choose Sanjay because he's a brilliant tech guy. He could talk for hours. He's just like that connecting piece that I was looking for, and maybe I'm the piece that he was looking for. Right? We're very totally different. He's very realistic. I'm a very big dreamer, and I'm like all the way out there, and which is very cool. That's why we're so different, and that's why we always have their moments and arguments like, no, it's this and that. And I think that's why it's so connecting, and what's amazing that we also have an amazing guest that's also connecting to the growth of this a beautiful motivation station, the station that we do need. We need to put that every day, like,
Yeah.
hello now. We need that motivation in the morning, because how you start your day, that's how you're going to end your day. Are you starting your day with depression, stress, and all that words that I don't like to use, or you actually starting, yes, this is going to be a great day. This is what's happening. This is my plan, right? I have a planner. Write down what are you doing. Scratch that off. That thing's done. What are you actually doing? You're actually living your life that you envisioned in your life, the dream, or you just like existing and you just doing whatever. Let just day pass by, right? So, and my purpose and my passion is actually to get you from the very dark place to the light, because I've been in the both places. I It was a time when I couldn't say hello to my own sister, right? I couldn't speak at all. Like, it's been a time when for 10 years I was asking, I'm gonna be honest, this is an honest show, right? It's my purpose, my life. And for 10 years I was asking to God to depart from this life. I said I want to be with my dad. When my dad passed away, it crushed me. I said, I just want to be with my dad. I don't want to be with nobody else, right? And then it was 10 years out of my life. And then when I turned 18, after 1 year of that, and when I was 16, I was introduced to a beautiful leadership school, one of the largest school in the world, Network 21. When I start changing my thinking, I start changing my views with the conferences, back then it was like tapes, right? And then it was CDs, and now it's everything's digital. So in the conferences that I start going and seeing different people, when you see a different things in life, things change. You change. You start thinking differently. So sometimes we gotta come out of where we are to actually realize that life is actually, it's so many lines. It's not just you. It's just so many. It's so many options. You just gotta change your view, right? So, and that's what I started doing since I was 18. I moved to this country. The day before I needed to fly out, I called my mom and said, Mom, I'm staying. Obviously, she was heartbroken, probably in tears, and she's still in tears after 18 years. And I wasn't able to go back home. I'm going to tell this story probably a little bit later down the road. I don't want to share too much of
You
my
gotta you gotta keep some content, for later time. No, for sure.
That's not that. It's just like I'm just gonna write a book about it. So
Yeah,
that's
listen, make an autobiography or whatever.
first, please connect. We need you on our board team, because if anybody wants to write a book, I'm here for you, and you are here for me. This is amazing. Actually, I am writing a couple of books right now, which is down the road. We're gonna speak about that as well. So
No,
I
that's
am about it, this podcast. And Sanjay, I want to say thank you so much for saying yes. This is a great idea. This is exactly what the world needs. And again,
oh, oh no, I don't know why she dropped. No. Hold on, let's see if we can have her come back. Oh, wait, she's back. Hold on, I gotta re-add her. No, Rose, you're good. You're good. You good?
so yeah, I do not have YouTube, so I don't.
No, no, you're
Anyway,
good. I was just saying, like, you just disconnected. I was like, oh no, not again. But uh,
not again. Please let it be
I
happening
was like, come
today.
on, third time's the charm. Third time's supposed to be a charm. No, but to your point and everything you're saying, I mean, I agree with you. I think the timing of this was all just beautiful and perfect because even for me, I was always motivated to do stuff. I mean, we've been friends for a while now, and I'm sure you've seen it on my Facebook for a long time. But I was putting, like, every single day, I was putting up some sort of motivational quote for on Facebook, like every day, just like on my status. And people are like appreciative. They loved it. They commented. They shared it. And I was like, when I thought about it more, I did it more for myself than anybody. And it was helping me a lot. And then, like, you could never predict what's gonna happen in your life, right? You never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. And things just kind of went spiraling downhill for me. And then, when I talked about in my first podcast, I talked about me making my own videos, like car videos and gaming videos and stuff like that. And it motivated me to do more. And that's when, like, Rose reached out and she's like, hey, like, what if we try to do this podcast? And I was like, you know what? That actually sounds pretty fun because for me, I mean, I don't mind talking like this all the time. Whereas, like, my gaming videos, it's more talking about gaming. My car videos is more talking about just like car and BS. But this is more like dedicated to a cause that I'm more passionate about. Um, so yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I'm looking forward to our both personal and professional, relationship, and this podcast and the growth of this podcast, the people we bring in, the people we bring together, the people that join in our chats, our views.
Yeah.
This is definitely something I think I needed in my life more than I wanted. But definitely, it's like lining up so beautifully that like I'm very 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 happy about it.
I am definitely, this is definitely my passion was since I was little. I always help people. And maybe that's my purpose. I'm the person who is still searching myself. And every day I am 1% better on everything I do in every sphere. I don't compare myself to others. I compare myself to myself yesterday. And
Exactly.
I never like proverb thing. It's, Leo Tolstoy always said that, like, take out when the day is finished, write down what you liked about this day and what you would like to improve. You know, it's about your habits, right? The daily habits. Are you living your life the way you want to live, or you just like whatever existing? Fine. So your soul has a purpose in life. I believe that, and this is my belief. You don't have to believe in what I believe, but this is my thing that I believe in. The soul has a purpose. Are you happy? Are you following your purpose? Are
Hmm.
you happy? Because in the end of the day, 98% of the people in the world, they're not happy. It's a huge amount of people that are not happy. 98%, right? Why? Because every country has something to offer. In every country is a different story. In the United States, it's about red race, right? Maybe if we've heard about it, maybe other countries have a red race too, especially in the big cities. You're always trying to go and move the mountains and get bigger and grow and things like that and achieve your dreams. But do you actually live your life while you're doing it? Are you enjoying the journey? Are you enjoying the process? Are you enjoying the even when you get up? Are you smiling? Did you enjoy the aroma of your coffee? Are you taking time for yourself?
Yeah.
Because you get up going and then you come from work or whatever came from and the day is like, oh, okay, the day's over. Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. No.
I- let me just get uh they okay, let me go to sleep faster so I can get to the next day.
Yeah. No.
Uh,
I mean, I agree with you. It's like, are you just kind of living day
because
to day?
I'm telling that I'm speaking that through my own experience because I want to that's one of my missions and purposes that I want to tell you there's a dark space, there's a light space, and I can get you from the dark to the light because I've been there. It took me a lot of work, a lot of self-improvement books and seminars, and I'm still taking courses, psychotherapy courses, psychiatry and psychology. Basics of that helped me so much to transform myself. This is something that I do it for me.
Hmm.
And then when I have a full cup, I can share.
Hmm.
Because when your cup is empty, you cannot share from the empty cup.
Hmm.
You know? And I wanted to grow at the same time. I'm not perfect. No one is perfect. I want to grow with this station. I want to grow with you. And then all the guests and all the people's going to tune in. I want to grow with you because you have something to share. Because you have something that you can offer that I need. It's not about you. It's about you. It's audience. It's people. It's about the world, people. Can we make this world a little bit better?
Hmm.
Can we uplift each other a little bit better instead of like saying how bad you are and or calling names and oh why are you even trying? It's not gonna happen. Where is the support?
All right.
Where's
Yeah.
why we have to go over our heads to get somewhere? How about we just hold our hands and say, hey, we can do this together? Instead of like let me own and just oh you can't
Yeah.
like the whole position. No.
No, I
You
agree.
good at something and I need that. I'm good at something that you need that. How we share and make the world better.
No, I agree with you. I think it took me a long time to get to that point too, where it's just like, are you just living day to day just to live day to day? Like you get up in the morning, do the same steps and same things, same processes. You end your day, and the next day is the same thing. And I appreciate your journey, because like you saw it yourself, and you're like, listen, I want to improve. You know, not just myself, but the world around me, the people around me, and stuff like that. And I think that's why we connect so well with, our motivation station conversation that we had, that we wanted to start this podcast to uplift one another. And I agree, it's like, not just going from the dark side to the light side, but it's like once you're on the
Yeah.
light side, how can you even glow even more? How can you even be a better person? And yeah, I think that's the hardest fight that everybody has, is their it shouldn't be you versus the next person, or you versus the person above you or below you. It should be you versus your past self. And hopefully I'm getting there, and I'm at points where like I want to be better than the person I was yesterday. And life throws all sorts of curveballs at you and stuff like that, but half the battle is always your attitude and how you go forward from there. You can either like one of my favorite quotes that I've ever heard is like, if you tell yourself it's gonna be a bad day, it's gonna be a bad day. If you tell yourself it's gonna be a good day, it's gonna be a good day. Like just having that little conversation
Yes.
to yourself about that changes everything, changes your whole perspective. Like it will, or it is. So I 100% I agree with you that, and I love the fact that we're having this conversation finally on the podcast, so we can share it, and now we can link it to others, and everybody can see the story and stuff like that. So and there's so much more to learn about both of us, not just for the podcast, but for each other. And that's what I'm looking forward to as well, is the growth between us. And like I said, I came to you, I've known you for like probably like a little bit over what, 5-6 years now or something like that. And I remember even when I met you, we just connected well. Like it wasn't like a forced conversation. Me and you just had the same ideas, same thoughts, same like feelings. Like this life, like there's more to this life, and not just for like us, but like the capabilities that we're able to do. And like I know like probably around like COVID and stuff like that, we didn't talk as much, but we always checked in. We always said, hey, what's up, how's everything going? And I think there's just certain points that hit in our life that led us to this path here. There's certain things and certain events that we went through in life that were just like, you know what, like it's time to motivate others, just like we motivate each other. And here we are.
That is so amazing. I definitely, it's just like something that always was there, where we needed to connect pieces together, and this is exactly what's happening, and I'm glad it's happening. And I just want to talk a little bit about just a little bit about the backstage part. Like I want to tell you, it's always the beginning is a 50% of your success, and the beginning is always scary. The beginning is always
The first step's always the hardest.
even when we have 2 days. We have on Thursdays when we do our test call with our guests, and we do the podcast on Saturday. And as we know, we had some technical issues, and every Thursday I know you had something going on. Or oh my God, that's like Halloween party. Can we?
So yeah, the first Thursday was a Halloween party. The second Thursday was my anniversary. Like there's no winning. I was like, are you serious? That was my
Like
fault.
for 15 minutes or an hour. Oh no, it's happening. I'm like, it will happen.
Yeah.
Will happen. And for me, it's about planning my day. Okay, I said it's me. I'm very like, it's probably like, maybe it comes from, I don't know, maybe in the past life I was a soldier or something. Everything has to be like this, like, okay, 7 o'clock, get up, 6:15, do this, and 9 o'clock it's breakfast, and 11, okay, so 5 minutes before 11, I have to be done and sitting by the front of the camera and stuff like that,
Yeah.
or like, I'm done with this life, I have another life of unpacking my products or whatever. So it's like I'm structured like that. Maybe it's
Yeah.
a good thing, successful person, because it's about discipline, right? So
No, you're
and
definitely very punctual, because like I
take
would be
time.
somewhere, it'd be like 10:15. you ready? And I'm like, oh, no, no, I need a minute. I'm gonna just run to the bathroom. And you're just like, hurry up, like it's 10:15, like we gotta get going. So I appreciate that
I,
because it's putting me on that like time clock too. So like I got up this morning 9:45. I was like, I made my coffee. I did some self tests. We connected at 10:15. We connected at 10:30 with our guest. Everything was good. I was like, all right, this is the podcast that everything, this is the smoothest one. But I'm glad everything went through. I'm glad that we have this, like that structure, it works good. And just to pile
I
on
like
to what you said
that.
before,
That's
just
backstage.
to pile on what you said before, but like small stuff, like having that structure, having that, like, hey, I want to write down like my ideas, my game plan for the day. What did I accomplish today? Like stuff like that. Like I started doing that. I'm like, oh man, it is a night and day difference. Because like there's a lot of other stuff I want to do, just like you have stuff you want to complete, and I started doing it, and I was like, oh, okay, so I do have time for this. I do have time for this. And then you come to learn it's like it's just a matter of making the time, and just like saying it is one thing, but then writing it down and actually like following up, like you're just like, oh, I did it, and then you feel accomplished, and then things feel good. It's actually it's very good. I like that. I'm starting to get used to it, but I kind of got it banked off you, to be honest.
Yeah, that's definitely so great. I have so many techniques I've learned over the years, so many management time and how to work with time and 8 other hours. I have so many books that I'm going to share later. One of my favorite books that you need and everyone need for just the reflection and check on your habits, like a book, Atomic Habits, right? An amazing book. So definitely, this is a journey. This is something great for the whole world. It's great for us. It's great for your neighbors. Great for your family and friends, and it's cool that you're here in New Jersey and here I am in Georgia, right? I just moved back from Jersey to. I sent all the packages through the mail.
Mhm.
Imagine I've been there for 5 months, and I've been I'm a consumer. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie. I love different things every day, so it's just me. It has nothing to. So everyone is different. So who I am, and one of my friend introduced me. Maybe we'll invite him. Also, he's just a big on auctions and sales and garage sales. So he taught me a lot of things. He loves to go garage sale hopping. That's his lifestyle,
Mhm.
and he does garage sales himself. He knows the values, he knows the coins, he knows the antiques, and I've learned a lot from him. But the thing is, everything is still like $1, $2, and then you just grab this, and that. I've found a lot of cool things over the years, but it becoming like I'm like accumulating it right now. I'm like 5 months in New Jersey. I gotta go back home, and I only have one luggage to go on the plane, and here I am. So many things. I'm like, just store it for me. Certain things I did send out. So I'm just
You're a well traveled person. Oh, but Rose, real quick, I don't know what happened. You're still here. You're still with us, but your camera froze. I don't know why your camera froze. Can you maybe disconnect and just reconnect so your camera comes back?
do I have to leave the live and come back?
Yeah, you're gonna have to, because like you're literally frozen. Like your screen is frozen. I hear you
Oh,
fine. I hear you fine. Just disconnect and come back with the same link that's in the
sure.
chat. All right.
No. Yeah.
So, and then while you do that, then once you come back, we'll talk about Frank. But hey, that Morgan, thank you for coming. I know it shows up as Lynette, which is fine, but I appreciate you coming by. I know it's early in Texas, but thank you for stopping in. And like I said, I think you're gonna like our guest today. And we'll talk more about him when Rose comes back. So I'm gonna see if Rose is.
See,
Oh, there we go. You're looking
we
good again.
good? Are we still
Nope, you are moving. You're
okay?
operating. It's
Good?
funny. It's funny because some of my friends were like, when I talked about you in past podcasts, I was like, I have
I
a
don't see
friend.
nobody on the live. I see only you.
Well, don't forget it's delayed. Do you see yourself now?
Okay.
But now
I,
I see you. I'm looking at the podcast. I see you live, so everything is looking good.
Soul. I like that. The name of the today, Music for Soul. Definitely soul music today, and I definitely wanna. I'm super happy to introduce myself finally,
Uh,
and go forward from here. I'm definitely grateful for you, Sandra, for all that work that you do. It's such an amazing job. Without you, I can't do nothing. For
Please. No, but
around
like I
that
said,
area,
the funniest part was that like I talked about you in my past podcasts, and when I showed my video to friends, they're like, "Who's this Rose person? Is this like your imaginary friend?" Because I haven't seen her yet, and like I swear she's a real person. Okay, we're just having some technical difficulties. I'll bring her in. You guys can see her. So now they can watch this podcast, watch the first 25 minutes, and see Rose. You know.
yeah, so amazing.
But see, she's a real
Yeah,
person. There she
yeah.
is. But
I
I, you
agree.
know,
I love you
and
both.
I think we got the good gist of it. I think we have a proper introduction. I think it's time we bring our guest in. What do you think?
I think I want to tell you a little bit of. Oh, I see what you see now. You see more than I see. Oh, I see. You see my chair. Now I'm kind of like looking at myself here and there, which is amazing. Anyways, I want to. Today we have a beautiful guest. I want to share a little bit of story about Frank. Frank is my dear friend. I met him in. I used to live in New Jersey for about 10 years. I did before I moved to state of Georgia, and I met Frank in 2018, 17. He's gonna correct me on that number. I remember meeting him. It was just like our souls connected. Our souls connected. We became dear friends. We started spending time together, talking about music. We went to open mic. It used to be Dragonfly in Somerville. Now that place is closed. And the funny part, Frank, my friend, we're gonna maybe one day also get her in our podcast. She opened up a coffee shop in that space. She bought the Dragonfly cafe, and she still has open mic. She kept original space, but she did decorate it pretty nicely. It's a Bliss Coffee Lounge
Mm,
in Somerville. It used to be a Dragonfly
mm,
Cafe. When we went there Thursdays, every Thursday was open mic, and Frank beautifully sang a couple of songs and the guitar, played the guitar. It was so amazing. I still have the videos and stuff. We had an
yeah.
amazing time. We're cooking together and all that greatness.
I
And
gotta swing by this place, and if it's in Somerville, it's closer to me at this point. So I might as well
yes,
check it out.
it definitely it's my friend's place now, but it used to be Dragonfly Cafe when they sold guitars and piano. They were
Hmm.
playing music. When the open mic days, everybody was whatever their talents were, reading a poem or something or whatever, sharing what their talents are. It was amazing.
Hmm.
And Frank took me there, and one lady told him, "Listen, you have a voice like a John Davis, right? Like a chord." And I was like, "Oh my god!" And he's a real musician,
Hmm.
and that's why we decided to invite him today. It's definitely music for soul. I want him to share about his journey, his motivation. His cup of tea, how to get all the way out there, become so famous, and have that been going, and all of a sudden, boom, you just lost it, and then you could try to get back again. It's up and downs, life happens. So we definitely, Frank, we want to hear from you. I'm very super happy that you're here with us today, and it's going to be a music for soul.
Yeah, no, for sure. I felt like it was a good title. But yeah, we'll bring him in shortly. The timing was unbelievable. He just crashed, but he should be here shortly. Once I see him, I'll throw him in here. But yeah, the brief few seconds. Oh, my friend has joined our chat. Her name is Morgan. She says, "Nice to finally meet you," because she was one of them that was like, she thinks you're AI, but it's fine. She'll get over that. But no.
I
No,
am
but
not an AI. I'm a real person. I
the
can look.
the
I can
uh the
trust.
brief time I got to meet Frank, I was just like, yo, this guy is the bee's knees. Like I like him a lot, and I'm looking forward to getting to know him more during this podcast. So I see he's reconnected. I'm going to bring him in. Frank, welcome to the podcast, man. Can you hear us?
Thank you guys for having me.
Welcome, Frank.
Of
Welcome,
course.
welcome.
Welcome. All right, Frank. Well, first things first, I would love for you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, my name is Frank. I go by the stage name Frank Victor, which is my first and middle name. It took me a while to figure that one out, but it's pretty sharp. But I don't know. I'm a musician. Like, I don't make any real money doing it, but it's always been more of a calling than a job to me. So,
Mm.
like.
Listen, when there's passion, to me that's what matters the most. Like if you love what you do, and you get to the point that you master that art of loving what you do, that's when everything comes in.
Absolutely. I feel like, that it's
That's
something that like that I bring good into the world, that it's not necessarily about the amount of money I can make doing it. Like I always have had like a Joe job on the side to like put a roof over my head and stuff like that. But it's the good that I do for the world, that like if I write a song and like that makes somebody happy, that's the like the light that I'm bringing to the world. And it
Right.
brings light to me by doing that for people.
How do I join the live chat? I'm so sorry, guys. Like, I want to like say hello to Texas. I see here. Nice to finally meet you, Rose Morgan. Like,
You
how
can
would I?
you have to.
Tap?
Are you signed in on YouTube on your end? I mean, you can sign in as motivational station or just yourself, and then you can just talk.
Just myself, and I don't know. I don't see the live chat
Uh,
underneath.
I mean, I see it fine on my end.
I
I
see
mean,
it on TV, but I don't see it underneath where I can type it in. Anyways, that was
yeah,
my
no,
question.
we can work on that later. But like any live
Okay.
chat that comes in, I'll definitely at least address it for
Okay.
now. Look, baby steps, right? Like we're gonna have some technical
I just
issues
wanted
here.
to say hello, Texas, and hello, Morgan.
Yeah. Well,
We need you here as well.
I'm
Okay,
surprised.
Frank.
I'm surprised you don't see it. But if anything, since you're doing it from your laptop, at least as the IT guy, or maybe we can bring back John. We'll be like, hey, what's happening here? We need some help, John. No, but I'll take a look at it later. But yeah, no, like I said, the little I got to know you, Frank, like I felt that from you. I was just like, you were very passionate about your music. You can, like, I literally just met Frank Thursday, or yeah, we did like a brief call, and he was just like, I going forward, I told Rose, I was like, I don't want to know anything about our guests because I want to get to know them during the like the live podcast, right? And he's like, I have a SoundCloud, and he sent me a link, and he just sent it to me this morning. I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, let me listen to it a little bit. And once I started listening to it, like, oh, Rose is disconnected. Let me bring her back real quick.
I'm here.
No, like, no, you dropped from like my live stream, but yeah, I listened to like a few songs, and I was like, oh my god, like this sounds amazing, like this sounds great. And I mean, I put the links at the bottom of our in our description for this video. Definitely check it out when you can. We're definitely gonna try to play a sample later. But Frank, go ahead. Like, I mean, what got you motivated to like play music? Was it like a passion when you're like younger, or what got you
Oh
into it?
yeah, it's funny. Like I remembered a story that like that it was something that like my younger sister like became a school teacher as an adult, but when we were kids she would want to play school and she would give us all homework and stuff like that. And like I feel like kids like have a tendency to like have some sort of like know somewhere in their soul like where they're going and what they're supposed to bring to the world. And I had a very similar experience with that. I was like 9 or 10 years old. I was living in Long Island, and I had like my next door neighbor, his friend was Timmy, and like I used to go over to his house all the time, and we'd play like sports and do things and stuff like that. But like I remember one day, like I was like, we should play Rock Band. Now I'm older than I look, so it wasn't a video game Rock Band. It was just like pretending to be in a rock band, like little plastic guitar, and like he's pretending to play the drums. And we literally put on a show for his parents, like that was mostly lip syncing. But like I literally 9 or 10 years old, like while we were talking about doing this, it was like, well, yeah, but like, can we play a song that I wrote? And I literally just wrote a song. And like I said, I didn't play an instrument at the time. I was just kind of being like, da, 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 like pretending to play the guitar, but like literally wrote a song. And like that was like the first song that I ever wrote. And like so it was the first inkling. And that I always had songs in my head after that, but like I didn't actually start playing the guitar until I was like in college. Like my first year of college, I got my first guitar. And like just I don't know, I like within 6 months, like I just immediately took to it. And like all these songs that were in my head like my whole life, like I was like, oh, I wrote these are songs that like people should be hearing. And I finally had a way to like communicate that to the world. And I've kind of been doing it ever since.
That is awesome, man. Like sometimes it takes that one little experience, and then you just like you feel it within your soul, like that. You know, like you just like this feels great, and I like I can relate to that because like for me, like like I mean, I love music. I can't sing. I was good at Rock Band. When soon said Rock Band, I got excited because I was like, oh, I was good at Rock Band. Like I could play songs on hard. But then when he said real Rock Band, I was like, no, I'm not that level yet. No, but like my first inkling was like I help people out. Like it was more of a personal thing. Like I built computers because I love video gaming and stuff like that. I built my first computer, and then like I didn't even consider it a client, but like my uncle was like, oh, I'm having issues with my computer, and I helped him, and he was like, oh my god, like how did you do this? Like I don't know anything that you did, and I felt such like glow within myself, and I was like, yo, like this was fun, this was great. So when I had a job offer to work IT, and I was like, so I answer phone calls to help people fix their problems, I was like, this is fantastic, and like over time for me it was more about helping people than like the IT part. But I love talking to people. Like I mean, I'll talk to people on the phone or on an email, and I love to like when they come into like my area for help, like they leave happier, they leave a little bit more like, hey, this is fixed, and it was nice working with you and stuff like that. But like sometimes it takes that little trigger to just be like, you know what, like this is what I want to do. Like, and that's just I love hearing that's awesome. um let's
Yeah,
see.
I had a similar experience like the first time I ever, because like I don't know, part of music for me is like there's kind of almost two aspects to it. There's like the recording of music, which like that like I've always been attracted to that. In fact, like I was literally before like I even like got like real musical equipment or anything like that. Like I remember I would literally like record, like I had a little cassette player with a microphone, and I would record myself playing and singing on the cassette player, and then like I would put that on the stereo, so and then re-record onto another tape so I can lay down another track. And I'd like just figuring this out for myself as I was going along, because I was like motivated to like record the music, and that's always been one aspect of it. But like the thing that really turns me on about music is performing, because that connection with the audience and like real like being with people, like it's such a symbiotic relationship that like they're giving you like their energy, and that is in fact like and it's like just a circle of that brings you up and brings like allow you to put more into it, and it becomes like a circle of energy that there's nothing like that. And like I got to do that for the first time. I was living in Tom's River, and there was a poetry reading like sort of a situation going on in Asbury Park, and they like asked me to play a song, and it was the first time I got to play for an audience of people, and it was a huge group of people, and a lot of my friends that knew me but didn't know that I played or really did anything. And like the reaction I got from that audience, and like especially those people that were just blown away, like, oh, like you could do that, like what are you? And I was like, oh, you like that like, yeah, because I think I'm supposed to be doing that, like.
Yeah.
But that's part of it, that it becomes like, and I feel like it's what like Rose like is always talking about, like bringing people up and bringing like happiness to like the world, and like that in fact makes you better and allows you to bring more to the world itself. And like that's a very like self-fulfilling loop, and that's good for like your soul, it's good for people, it's good for humanity. And like that's what I've always tried to do with my music.
I think the beauty to it as well is just that like it's like infectious, like you're so radiant that like it spreads to others, and then they're happy, and then they spread it to others. It's like
That's how Frank. That's because I feel that because that's what I love to sing. I love performing. I love being helping others, and I love helping like not just like one-on-one is an amazing thing to do. It's more quality time, right? But it's at this point we just want to go like this, for the big audience, and that's what
Right.
exactly telling me
Uh,
that helping the audience and receiving that energy back is such a huge. It's like, but it gets to the point when it gets addicting. It gets addicting when you just always craving it, and then your mind cannot stop. Like, what do you mean I don't have that right now? What do
Well,
you do?
no, you're not wrong. I haven't performed in quite a while, like, and it is definitely a void that I feel in my life because I don't have that connection like with people like I used to. And like, I always make the like joke, but it's kind of true in itself. It's like, that like, you know, my self-esteem is affected because like I used to have people clap for me all the time. Like, and now nobody claps for me anymore. Like, so like that's been tough to deal with. Like,
No, well, you got you got two huge fans here, man. Like I literally just heard your music today, and I was like, damn, I gotta. We'll definitely play a sample a little bit later, but sometimes it takes all, like this is just this little conversation. I can see the excitement in your eyes. I can see the passion behind why you started, and sometimes we fall down. We all fall down, right? It's not a matter of how many times you fall down. It's a matter of how many times you stand back up,
Oh,
And-
no. No, 100%.
But like
That was one
honest-
of the things in my life that was very pivotal. That like, I got into music when like I said, when I went to college, I only went to one semester because once I started to play guitar, I was like, oh no, yeah, this is what I'm doing. I don't need to go to college for this. So like, just kind of moved back to Jersey and started a band. But like, there was definitely a point in my 20s that like I kind of lost my way and got pretty heavily into drugs and like did not like kind of stop playing music altogether. And like when like, but like I eventually like got over my addictions and like got back into playing music, and like in my like late 20s, early 30s, like that's when I got together with my brother, who we were in a band together for a while. And then like eventually my friend Brent, like who I lived with like in Jersey, like at the time, like he started to play mandolin. And this is one of the things that I like, one of the more beautiful relationships in my life. I miss him very much. He died. But like that, it was so similar to like my experience that like the first time he touched a mandolin, like he just like picked it up like it was a belt, like that he was supposed to be doing it the whole time. And he also like had songs that he was writing and wanted, and like that I got to share that, like not only share that experience of him with him, that like of like I related to like what my journey and like when I like first started playing, but also being able to contribute and play lead guitar for his stuff and like us like write together and like write songs together. And I had a similar experience with my brother. And like I said, we eventually were all three playing at the time. Some of our material is up on that SoundCloud link, but like, definitely.
Oh my God, Frank, our chat is getting hot. Avina from Texas, he wants your t-shirt. She wants
We'll find a link for that for you too.
that is hot. That is hot.
Yeah.
But Frank, that's
Amazing story.
that is nuts, man. And I mean I'm sorry for your loss there, but I think the beautiful part is that you're living on his legacy, like the music brought you together, and I know that is one of your biggest drives is kind of to represent what his life was about. So I mean, I understand where you're coming from, and listen, man, I'm proud of you. Like it's not easy. It's not easy to stand back up for after something like that happens. But
it's tough. It's tough because, like I said, I mean, I write like songs, and like the thing that's toughest about it is that like every time I write a new song, like I hear what he would be playing like in my head, and like it's never going to be that again, and that's like tough to deal with. But like that doesn't mean that I need to like he wouldn't want me to stop writing the songs. Exactly. And like I said, why I'm grateful to be on this podcast and maybe like getting like his and my music, like both of our music and what we did together out to a new audience, and so people could appreciate him and his life as much as I did.
Absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree with that. And I'm hoping the same too, man. I am hoping, we're still starting out strong, and we're getting there. But when people look back at this, I'm looking forward for people to hear your story.
Definitely.
Well, and I'm glad that. Thank you for giving me a platform to do so. Like I said, I feel like it's what I'm supposed to be doing. If like I can bring like joy to the world with like what brings me joy, like I feel that's like when you're on the right track, like, and like what you're supposed to be doing.
Constantly moving. Yeah.
Definitely.
Frank, this is something that keep writing, get out there. That's the message for you today from the audience. We definitely want to hear your music on SoundCloud. We want your t-shirts. We want you to get those stadiums, and because you can.
Yeah,
Yes. That is all. It's funny you mentioned that. That's always been one of my goals. Like I've gotten to play a lot of cool places. I played like at Kathmandu in Trenton. That was like a big bucket list one. A lot of stuff down the shore and in New York City. I miss those like times a lot like that. There is
Don't go,
nothing more exciting than
don't.
coming out of the Holland Tunnel, like and getting into New York City and seeing like the city in all of its glory and being like, oh my God, I'm coming to play here. And like going and getting up on a stage in like little dive bars in Greenwich Village or Soho or whatever. And like just being a musician in the city. That was great. But the one thing I haven't gotten to do, my grandfather was a professional boxer like when he was younger, and he actually fought in Madison Square Garden. It's always been one of my bucket list things to bring a Scrofani back to Madison Square Garden and like play the Garden like my grandfather did when he was a kid.
Hey man,
Haven't
listen,
gotten it yet, but I ain't dead yet.
you are still young, healthy, living. Listen, that's the goal. But the only thing I ask when you go that big is please just give me free tickets, because Madison Square Garden ain't cheap, bro. Like I try.
No.
I want backstage VIP passes. That's all I'm asking for.
Done deal.
For me and Rose.
Have your people call my people.
Exactly. Yeah, at that point, that's the conversation we're gonna have, right? It's like, all right, listen, have my people talk to your people. We'll get it organized and stuff like that. Oh man, that's funny.
Podcast is so amazing. I just wanted to go out there. I just want to put it out there to. I think Frank, you're an amazing artist, and all we need is the structure, a great band, and keep going on your dreams, legacy, and all that. You know, you can really push it.
Listen, brother, I have complete and utter faith in you. Like I can see you do this. You know.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And it's good to hear sometimes because, occasionally, like, especially since I don't get the feedback from a live audience like I used to, that, like, it's easy to get, like, filled with doubt. And, like, definitely I've had, like, a couple neighbors who, like, live next door to me that I'll get a couple drinks in me and I'll just start be singing in here at, like, 2 o'clock in the morning and I'll get bitched at and be like, I used to get paid for this. What are you talking about?
No, what we'll do is, I mean, I definitely want to stay in touch in general, but we'll definitely maybe do a podcast at a later time. Maybe have you do like a live song on the podcast,
I would love that. That would be awesome.
So I think without further ado, or Rose, you got anything? I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
Like, it's fine. I just know that we shared a very good time together, me and Frank. And I know, and I want to say a little bit about the intro song that we're going to put it on for you to win it, just for you to listen to. I think you wrote a beautiful song for me. I'm very honored.
I wasn't sure you wanted to admit that. I was going to refer to the person I wrote it for as Tulip or some other flower name to like protect the innocent and the guilty. But
okay, you can tell the story, but I do a special song for me, which is I really do hate that and I love that, and it's for you to. I want to wish you. I'm not telling you what you should be doing with your life, exactly what you should be doing, but I just want to give you a hope that it's not over yet. Your life is still alive. Your legacy is still a legacy. There's your grandfather legacy. There's your brother legacy. There's always a Mendeline. There's always Guy with the boxing. There's always Frank with that whole that lights up and that brings that room together and gathers and gives that energy. You can still do it. You still have it in you. It's not lost. It's sometimes we just stop believing in ourselves and we stop putting those dreams. The dream is for us to live in it, not just dream, right? All we need is the action plan forward after the dream. We have a goal, and then what are we doing next, For you, I wish to have a really good band again. If anybody who's watching this want to be on a team, the great music, and if you, that's something for you to get out there.
Yeah.
Stage is yours. Just go and take it over.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off that, like I'm with Rose on that. Sometimes, like for me, like even like this podcast, for example, it took one person to motivate me, and then I was like, you know what? Let's do it, And now that you have me, you have Rose. My friend Morgan is watching this, and she's like, she wants to hear your music, and stuff like that. Like, I hope this opens up some something within that you're like, you know what, let's do this. Let's try to get back out there again. And listen, like, you know, it might not be the greatest time, but I think you have a true talent and you have a true passion for it that you can keep going. And eventually, I do believe you'll get there. I have no doubt in my mind, man. You know, because like I said, just getting to know you on a more personal level, and like the small music I even heard, I was just like, like this is just fantastic. Like this is amazing. Like, you know, I feel like a lot of people in their life, they're not given the opportunity to grow or show, you know. And I'm hoping not just this platform for Motivation Station, not just for Rose and I to have a guest on here, but just for you to elevate yourself, to just like show that, look, man, there's people who do back you up. And sometimes it doesn't feel that way, but I'm hoping like this podcast kind of opened up more like, oh crap, people do really care about, you know, like this.
No,
Listen,
100%.
like I said, I'm nothing but proud of you, dude. Like it's just like your stories, it brings tears to my eyes, but fortunately the camera quality is so bad you can't see it for my face. But you know, like listen, you know, you're Brent's looking down on you, proud of you right now. Like just
Oh, don't worry, I'm
you know.
Italian. I believe men are allowed to cry.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. But just know that you're doing a fantastic job, man. And like, listen, I definitely want to stay connected as well. You know, after the podcast, and we'll definitely catch up. We'll find a place for you to like do, like, you know, if they're doing like shows, and you tell me where you go, and I will go. I don't know about Rose. Maybe I can afford to fly Rose out for like a night and she can go watch the show or something. But otherwise, I'll just do like a Facebook Live or something. But, you know, we'll look into places. If you find a place to do it, like I'm more than happy to come, you know?
And I would appreciate that. I feel like the last time I did play in front of an audience, like, was at a coffee shop that I went to with Rose like 4 or 5 years ago, because I just wanted to share that experience with her, because she was such a, like, you know, we spent a little time together back in the day, but she has been a very huge like influence on my life and my like just like my journey, that like she found me at a time that like I was like, you know, probably not as lost as when I was doing drugs, but not exactly found either, and was very instrumental in like my like getting my head back on my shoulders and like kind of like knowing the right direction. She's very motivational, which is why I'm very like glad that you guys are doing this podcast. And like when her and I first started talking about it, I was like, that is perfect, because she just has a natural gift for sharing her light with the world and making the world a better place. And like her getting it out to as many people as possible, I think is a very good idea.
No, I totally agree. And that's, I back that. I'm glad you have people like that in your life, because like we all need a little bit of that. My friend Morgan recommended, hey, maybe try doing some YouTube shows or Facebook shows. Maybe just go live on there and start playing it. And if you decide to do that, please let us know, because we'll put it up on our Station for Motivation Instagram. You know, I don't mind putting on my Facebook, just to give you like an audience, you know. And like I said, you have the right opportunity come your way, it's gonna open a lot of doors for you, you know.
No doubt. And that's why I appreciate you guys giving me this opportunity. Like, you know, and like I said, I've only got to speak to you, Sanjay, a couple of times, but you seem like a very kindred spirit to me as well. So like, it doesn't surprise me that like Rose found you as well. So I'm glad we're all finally getting to do this together.
Yeah, like literally, it took me like 2 minutes of getting to know you. I'm like, dude, this Frank guy's fantastic. Like, I'm gonna have to meet up with him and get like a beer or something. But listen,
I want you to share a little bit of story about your song that we're going to play.
Before you do a little bit of your story, for some reason, again, Rose, you have frozen. I don't know what's happening, but you might have to disconnect and come back again.
They go Ice Queen. That's my nickname, Ice Queen. I'm always frozen. I don't know. It's probably
That's what it is. I think that's gonna have to be your new name. I'm not gonna introduce you as Rose anymore, just Ice Queen.
Rose Crown is the Ice Queen, because numerology is showing the number 3, and number 3 is always cold. Maybe that's why.
There you go. Oh, see, it's number 3, and I'm number 3 too. So that it's just fate at this point. But do me a favor, just go ahead and just do what you did before. Disconnect and come back, and then I'll let you introduce the song, and we'll play a small sample.
Yes, Frank. We need to hear you more and often. The world.
All right, I'll wait for her to come back. So at least like as far as technicality goes, I think the stream did a lot better. And did you like end up moving to like a better space? Is that why? Because like now I like
Yeah, I
instantly
just
drops
kind
or
of
freezes.
moved closer to the window so I got better like connection to my data plan or whatever.
Cool. All right, perfect.
Which
Yeah.
apparently worked out because like Rose said she liked the sun on my face, like coming in through the window, that it was better lighting anyway.
There you go. It was a sign from above, just like, hey, we need more light on Frank to showcast him a little bit better. Oh wait, sorry, Rose. Let me bring you in. I see you in now.
Morgan,
All right.
Morgan said, "I
The
am
AI froze. Yeah, I had to reboot the AI, and now it's working good again. So don't tell anybody. No, I'm joking.
AI."
Rose, yeah. So if you wanna, you said you wanted to give a little speech or tell us about the song a little bit before I bring it up. So I'm going to do a song. It's called "She's Gone." Rose.
I think I do know this song is amazing, and I've heard it, and I know he wrote it, and I want him to tell a little story behind the song, and I think it's totally amazing. We just gotta like.
Well, like I said, I mean, you've already dropped the ball that it was inspired by you. So, but it was that, I don't know, basically like there was like the, God, how do I describe that? Like, I definitely remember like that she had told me that like New Year's was very similar to Christmas where she came from. And like, so that I got her a like actual like present, a necklace for Christmas as a token of my esteem. But I wanted to do something like as like a Christmas present, like for New Year's. And so like I wrote that song and I recorded it and I sent it to her for New Year's / Christmas. Like,
Oh yeah,
because like I said, she was a huge inspiration to me and a huge thing in my life, and I just wanted to show my gratitude.
of course, and now it's literally gonna go down in history. Like this is gonna be the song. Like, hey, this was for her. But I'm gonna play a small sample. I'm gonna play just towards like the end of the music because I mean I like the whole song, but I'm just gonna play like towards like the ending of it.
Well, it's up on the SoundCloud. Everybody can listen to it. Like,
SoundCloud of Frank Sinatra.
It is in our description to our video. So if anyone wants to catch Frank there for his SoundCloud, and he also sent his YouTube channel as well, which both of them I have there. But I'm gonna play it now. I'm just gonna lower the volume for the mics for you guys real quick, and then I'll turn it back on. So give me 2 seconds. Let's see. All right, so.
Can feel the flow.
I'm gonna turn your mics back on.
We believe in you. We believe in you.
That dude, like when I because I listened to it, what you sent the SoundCloud to me this morning, and I was like going through it, and I was like, I'll just play the first song. And I listened to it, and I was like, holy crap, this needs to be played. Like this needs to be played. Just like the feeling of the music, like I can feel your soul in this music, and I think that's why it's because like literally even Rose, like when I was putting the podcast live, I was like, when I come up with the names, it literally is last second. So the second I heard the song, I was like, soul for the music for the soul. I was like, this is the perfect name for the perfect podcast at this point. But Frank, that song is it's honestly beautiful.
So deep. It's.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I wanted to, you complimented my singing voice, which means a lot to me because I'm most self-conscious about that. But I do enjoy writing lyrics too, and the poetry of it. Like that's one of the things that it's all pieces of the puzzle.
Matt, you can write a book with your poetry. You could do so much.
Yeah.
Just
Listen,
don't.
No,
Don't-
it's funny you say that because that's another thing that, like, I've definitely felt like I haven't been doing as much with music as I used to, and like have been thinking about like what other creative like ventures I could like get into that would satisfy that itch, and like writing is definitely a big part of that. So like maybe that could be in my future as well.
Yeah,
Sure.
and it all just kind of like opens doors for you. Like I said, once you start getting driven by this passion, like the world is your oyster. You know what I mean? Like you're just gonna you're gonna open up new avenues, new doors. You're gonna meet new people. And like for me, it's always like just my thing is like I love to stay humble. So no matter like what paths I go and stuff like that, I always remember why I started it from the beginning, and it kind of brings you back down and levels you out and makes you remember what you're truly passionate about. Like the money and people and all that could be nice, but like the true passion is the reason why you started. You know?
Yeah, no, that's 100%. Like, not that I don't like money, but it does.
Yeah,
tend
no,
to
of
get me
course,
in
no, the
trouble,
money's
too.
nice, yeah.
Why not have both?
If money comes along the way, yeah, no. If money comes along, of course, it's great for everybody, you know. But you know, like I always
Well,
like
you see,
to.
I tend to
keep
spend
up.
it like a pirate on shore leave, which has been
Oh.
an issue in my life. So like,
No, listen, it's fine. I'll look at stuff and like, what, $100? This is nothing. I'll just buy it and I'll never touch it or something like that. So, spending is a bad habit for me too. But listen,
Yeah.
Frank, it was, dude, I don't even know what the hell to say. It was a fantastic time to have you here. Like I am super grateful for you to have joined our podcast, and I do, Rose, I want to have him again and do a live music thing in the future. But I loved having you, brother, and I love you, man, and thank you again for being here, you know.
oh please, and thank you for having me, man. I love what you guys are doing here, and like I'm going to be a fan just as much as anything. I'll be listening to it, like even when I'm not on it, and loving to see what you guys are doing. I feel like you're doing a great thing for the world as well. So right on, I'm glad to be a part of it.
Thank you, humbly, thank you so much. We appreciate that. That means a lot to us. And yeah, please feel free to share it to your friends, family, you know, whoever. Yeah, but I'm very happy that you're here.
This is our history. This is your history.
And now you're part of it. You know what I mean? Like now you're part of our story.
Oh well, well I'm honored to do so.
I want this to be a beginning of your new beginning, because I think it's a restart, and it's a great point to restart from here, from now, with what you have, what you can, and just start small, but start. And I think this is amazing because we can tell already now people want to hear your music, people want your t-shirts, people want your energy. Bring it on.
Yeah, I agree. Just throw it out there to the world and throw it like a fishing reel and see what it pulls back. You know what I mean?
You
Hey man, today is the first day of the rest of our lives.
Bring it
There
on.
you go.
Let's song. Let's bring it on.
But all right, Frank. Well, thanks for being here. We'll keep in touch. Everyone, Frank's information's in the description. His SoundCloud, his YouTube channel. Please follow him, subscribe to him. And Frank, I hope to talk to you soon again. All right, buddy.
Cheers.
All right, yeah. Cheers. Let me get my
Cheers.
my coffee mug that I finished about a half hour ago. But cheers, buddy.
The station.
Yeah, this is coffee.
And
Great with your feet.
we'll talk to you soon. All right, man.
Thank you.
Take
Thank
it
you.
easy.
Take care.
Thank you. We love you.
Oh man, what a fantastic dude! Like I.
Didn't hear his music because I didn't hear it. Morgan said he sounds great, but
Yeah,
I
no.
didn't.
Are you sure you don't have the podcast muted? I don't know, because like I think they heard it, and I think Morgan heard it too, and I saw it playing, so it should have been there.
It's interesting the way I see myself on thingy.
The podcast.
Okay,
Which-
I probably hear it when I hear it again. I'm gonna rewatch it
Mhm.
just to see what needs to be you obviously worked on.
Yeah, no, like this is a progressive podcast at this point. Like whatever little things we find here and there, it's just like, all right, let's fix this, let's fix that. But honestly, I felt like it did play out well. I'm glad that Morgan, thank you for coming, because you did add some liveliness to our chat. I've seen some people actually come, view and drop out, and view and drop out. So we definitely have people showing up. And honestly, I think when people go back and watch this episode, I'm praying for nothing but the best for Frank, and I'm gonna catch up with him more, and definitely, like, I mean, I heard a few of his songs. Like, I definitely want to kind of boost his, not just his morale, but boost him as a person and put him out there. And I hope he does play somewhere live, even if it's somewhere small. It could be a small, like, jazz, like a small cafe, you know?
And he can make just the music on the guitar, the way he just jams. He can make a background music for us and be connected to us as well, because he's very great with the guitar, with the bass, with the
Yeah. Listen,
all.
I have no
So many.
problem. I have no problem at all, like, getting him equipment, if you know, like, further down the line, to make it, because like I said, like, there's, like, even like we talked about it a little bit before the podcast, because I was like, yo, your music is really good, and I was like, how did you record it? And he's like, I just kind of recorded off my laptop, you know, the audio there. And I was like, you know, honestly, if you get like you can't really see my mic, but I have a mic with like a little pop cap and stuff like that on it, so it filters the sound a certain way. I'm like, even if I buy this little thing for him and he broadcasts his music on there, it's gonna sound more crisp. It's gonna sound more like as if he's in like a studio. Like, I
Yeah.
would love to elevate him. I would love to put him somewhere where if I could help him, I'm gonna help him, you know? And you know, I definitely want him to be a little bit more out there. But you know, everyone that tuned in, like, I have a friend that just messaged me on Facebook saying his music sounds great too. Like, he has 4 fans already, you know? And like that to me, that's a, you know, that's a lot. That's great. I'm so happy for him.
That's start. That's a start from nowhere.
But honestly, I think, like, I love today. Today was such a great podcast. Like, besides the fact that we fixed up the technical issues, you know, I think it was a very clean cut. I think it was very good. You know what I mean? We finally got things working. We had some hiccups, you know, but fortunately they weren't from my end for a change, which is great. But you know, like, I like just like meeting Frank, like, it was great, and I look forward to the future guests, not just guests you bring in, but you know, I'm sure I'll have guests interested in coming on too. And if anyone is interested, please reach out to us. You can reach out to us at motivationstation@gmail.com. And we would love to have you, you know, and we can definitely have discussions. But yeah, I mean, what a podcast, right?
Yes, definitely. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for who's gonna watch us later. Oh, we already love you. We definitely here for you.
Yes,
We
we're all
wanna
we're the station of motivation, as Rose said it. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube, tune in to our future guests. We love what we bring, and we appreciate you guys coming and watching and sharing with others as well. But cheers to everyone out there that's there right now. So cheers. We'll get my
Cheers.
special Tizzle cup. Cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
And without further ado, I guess we'll catch you guys soon. So take care and have a motivated day.
have a motivated day. Thank you. We love you, Rose and Sanjay. We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye bye.